Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for another review of another review, reviewing my review from none other than my best friend Bobby, most popularly known as Logic. I love that guy. And it seems like this time he actually did take my advice after all. You know, I said in my last video about his review of my review, you know, why did you pick the big day? What does that have to do with anything? Why wouldn't you just review one of my reviews of your album? And it turns out he just so happened to do that recently. He made a review of my supermarket video. So let's take a stab at it. Let's have a lookie. But first, a little thank you to our sponsor. All right, guys, let's just jump into it. No sponsor today.
How you feeling and a killing and a ceiling with a healing and a feeling and a villain and a killing and a feeling like whoa! What's up, guys? It's Logic here, reviewing Anthony Fantano's review of yet another review of Supermarket. I am really looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be great. I just want to preface this by, y'all know this is just my opinion, right? You thought it was feeling, you know, it's just my opinion, right? You thought it was. I don't sound like that.
We both know I don't sound like that. You don't have to be like that.
I sound like this.
Bobby, listen, I let it slide in the first one. But I gotta say something this time, all right, dude. Fantano. What, you've been watching me for this long? You don't even know how to say my goddamn name? Anthony to you. Listen, Logic, if you don't stop talking your shit, I'm gonna send my guys after you. You're gonna be sleeping with the fishes. My guys, you fishes, ocean bottom.
I want you guys to understand that for me, this was one of the most beautiful times in my life, and the reason why I made this art was for a #1 New York Times best-selling novel. And for the woman that I love more than anything. Whether you think it's this or that or you don't get it, I put art that I loved and believed in out there. And I think the indie that I do now is like way better, but we all have to start somewhere.
Listen, can I just say, I don't understand the layout. I don't understand the aesthetic. I understand what the aesthetic is that he's going for. It's like, oh, he's in my house. Logic is in my walls. He's in my walls, he's under my skin, he's in my head, get out of my head. Oh, I'm Logic, I'm Bobby, I'm in your head, I'm in your house, whatever. I don't even sit in a chair like that. I don't care. Like, do your own, like, dude, like, get your own house, you know?
Get this flutter, man. Like, my heart, my blood pressure would go up. Like, it really f***ed me up, you know? Meanwhile, I'm a #1 New York Times best-selling author. And I'm, like, freaking out about Fantano. I'm, like, freaking out about Fantano's bald ass. Let's go.
He has just come out with a novel titled Supermarket, and this is essentially the soundtrack to it. I guess this
Shut the f*** up. What you mean you guessed?
Why are you I just got here. Like, why are you yelling at me? Oh, I thought we were over this. I thought we were past this, Bob.
I get it, but it's just like, if you're a super fan of Logic and you read this awesome book that I wrote
Shouldn't the album also just stand on its own to the casual listener? I need to do all this homework for it to be good? I'm a busy guy! I'm the busiest one!
very low on originality most of the time, pulling a lot of his ideas very...
his face. He looks like he's busting an alien nut. Anyway,
You don't think? Let's be honest. You and I both know I look great in this. I haven't aged a bit. Look at that gaze.
This is fun. Honestly, what you do is so fun. Now here I am.
Thank you, Logic. I'm glad you think what I do is really fun. I do have a lot of fun myself.
And I went home that day and I wrote a song. And I wrote a song every day for 2 weeks, and it ended up being this.
I mean, no wonder you wanted to defend the big day. You love your wife so goddamn much. You went home and you wrote a song for her every day for 2 weeks. Yeah, I can tell.
It made the woman of my dreams cry and fall in love with me. It was very hard to...
You know, Bobby, I'm going to be honest with you. This made me cry too. A little bit. How many licks to lick, get lemon drop.
My God, that's gonna make for the best thumbnail. Logic cries watching his Fantano review because I'm a
I'm a genius.
He's even crying. Man, I thought we were past this.
I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna be real. That's one of them joints is like, get your mans. Nobody got me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody got me. Like, it's all good. Like, you are very right. Isn't it good to look back and laugh? But at the time, I was like, oh my God.
You know, I'm really glad we can look back at this and laugh. It's made you cry. Even to this day, it makes you cry, but it also makes you laugh. And I think that's the most powerful thing about the human mind is that you can feel. And I'm glad that I made you feel in a variety of ways, in a plethora of magnitudes. in this video. Stop stressing, man.
Things. She's a pretty young lady. Pulling out my heart.
Well, no, actually, pause. I didn't say it's.
There's a pretty young girl doing pretty young things. Take it away, Bob.
She's a pretty young girl doing pretty young things. She's a pretty youngling pulling at my heartstrings. Yikes. Fast forward. It sounds a little sus, right? She's a pretty youngling. Predator. What the So.
Literally just doing his best Mac DeMarco impression.
If I was trying to do Mac DeMarco, baby, I'd try to sound like Stewie.
Oh.
On the level, here we are yet again. It's Mac DeMarco. Thank you very much, Bobby Doe.
You know, I think that was really captivating, that little solo performance you did right there. Maybe you should try that.
That's how he talks.
How does that conversation go? Does Logic approach Mac DeMarco and say...
No, like, come on, no. Like, dude, come on, really? Like, you didn't have to do this. What made you do this? Like, whose idea was this? Your PR team watched this frame right here. They watched this, they said, yes, that's good. That's funny. No. It's just disturbing. This is where I draw the line. Say I look like an alien or whatever. Say I look like a bald fuck. Say I'm, like I have all these opinions and whatever. Like I'm just some guy. This is where I draw the line.
Hey man, I have an album
Come on, stop.
coming out and kind of doing a bit of a rock
Stop. It's too long. Why are you still doing it?
and pop thing on it, and I want a song.
Sit up. You have kids.
So long story short, you're not wrong, man. Yeah, I spent a lot of my time trying to emulate others, but I also think that gave me a style. I really do feel like the mystique of music that I can try.
Okay, but I agree. I think that following trends and keeping up with what's trending and popular and what everyone's into is important, but there's a way to do that where it's not so in your face. You don't have to go Rick Sanchez, get Swifty. There's also a way that you can do the whole trend thing and follow the trend that comes off a bit cheesy, comes off a bit dated, it really just makes the music very, very less timeless. It makes it very timeful, if you will. You can't say Rick Sanchez gets Swifty in a song and try to justify that. You can't. There's no way. You can't say Rick Sanchez gets Swifty. Now look at you. Now look at Rick.
And the first artists you're going to pull inspiration from are like the Pixies, Radiohead, Mac DeMarco, and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Listen, man, at the end of the day, whether this review still bothers you or not, I'm just some guy. It's just me. I'm just Tony. I'm just a stand-up guy. I'm just a stand-up guy who loves my rice and beans, who loves my vegan cuisine and my teeth. Online, I'm just a guy. I love my stuff, all right? I'm just a simple guy with simple pleasures. Don't you ever come for me or my livelihood again.